want to put this up? Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Roy, and I'm the Director of Nursing and Allied Health here at Kirtland Community College. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you here today. The pinning ceremony is a special occasion for the graduates of this nursing program. It is a time for them to share their accomplishments with their family, friends, and the faculty that have worked so hard alongside of them. As you know, these nursing students have worked very hard to accomplish this goal of becoming a nurse. I recently had a student in my office who stated, "You told us at orientation this was going to be the hardest thing that we've ever done, but until you're actually doing it, you do not realize how tough it is." And I'm sure the graduates would agree with me. I remember having most of you, there's a couple that I didn't, in my professional nursing 1 class, which was my last class that I taught before taking the role as director. I remembered how scared many of you looked and how confused you looked when we started talking about the nursing process, assessment, nursing diagnosis, interventions, evaluation, all that fun stuff, and then graduating to the clinical judgment model that you all know so well now. Or how scared you all looked, Sam in particular, when I said that I better not hear that you didn't give your bed bath in the first semester of nursing school, because I would come back to haunt you in 2nd or 3rd semester if I found this out. Well, they were all listening to me because I remember having not seen them for a few weeks and walking into April's class, I believe it was, and about 3 or 4 of them bum rushed me and said, Amy, I did my bed bath. You're not going to haunt us. So I realized they were listening to everything that I was telling them. Yesterday, as I was speaking to one of the graduating students, she said to me, "In many ways, you're like our mother." And I said, "I don't even have kids of my own." But then I thought, yeah, actually I do. I have about 100 and some students that I feel are my children at times. And they will tell you, I will support them, I listen to them, and of course I give them the motherly talk that they don't always want. But I hope that they know that I truly am very proud of them today and their accomplishments that they have made. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the pinning ceremony itself. What is the history behind the pinning ceremony? It was basically put in place by the famed nurse Florence Nightingale, as she wanted to recognize the students that had exceptional marks. Although in the nursing program we know it is a very rigorous program, and all of our students have exceptional marks to be able to get through this program. So that was changed, and now they welcome all of the students to the pinning ceremony to be recognized. This is always such a great honor for us. I was speaking to Heather not long ago, and she was expressing how this is such a wonderful and happy day for all of us. We were able to be part of your journey as nursing educators. It has been truly amazing to be able to watch you guys all grow, and as we welcome you into the nursing profession. Thank you. Next, I'm going to have Heather come up. She's going to do a faculty reflection for us.
Go ahead and unpack. All right, today is my favorite part. It's so much fun. This is like the best day. So because it's my favorite part, I always like to give you guys some advice and kind of reflect on where we've been. I really enjoy seeing so many of their dreams realized and also kind of taking their first step into the nursing profession. Show of hands, who's a nurse in the audience? I can't see you all with lights, but I see a couple hands. And there's a bunch of hands over there, right? We're all really, really proud. So this ceremony is sort of like welcoming them into that. So it's just more meaningful, I think, for those that have been through it. So I would like to reflect a little on our time together. This year's theme for me seems to be change. I think you all would probably agree with that. Change in books or curriculum or just even the time of your sim, right? Some things just change every day. And the thing about change is that we really can't get away from it, especially in healthcare. It's going to continue to occur pretty much every day of your nursing career. And a famous Michigander said, we can't become what we want by remaining what we are. And I think that sums up healthcare pretty well. We can't improve safety and quality and outcomes if we just stay the same all the time. So I like to think that nursing school, hopefully you think the same, and all the changes that have occurred while you've been here just prepared you for the career path that you get to start as of today. And hopefully you can handle that change with grace and hopefully a lot of humor. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting to keep the old, but on building the new. Even when you don't feel it, bring positivity and compassion, and not only will you be part of the change, that maybe someday you might lead it. So if I could give you any advice as you move forward, it would be to embrace the change, never be afraid to suggest a better way to do something, and never compromise on your excellent, safe patient care. Good luck and congratulations. I'm going to introduce our next speaker. I forgot. I almost sat down. Our next speaker is our student-elected speaker. He has been a highlight throughout the program, always keeping us laughing. So please welcome Sam Ortiz up to give our speech for our representing the students.
Marco? Thank you. Good afternoon, friends, family, people who let me sleep on their furniture. I want to thank you all for making the long trip to celebrate the accomplishment of this nursing class of 2023. Quick shout out to the snowplows who keeping I-75 clear, and for the Michigan State Police for staying clear of I-75. We're able to turn 15 minutes late into 5 minutes early. That's always good. I have to say that it's been a privilege of mine to learn alongside some of the most devoted people I've had the pleasure of meeting. People who devoted their lives either to service in the military or working in underappreciated areas in healthcare. People who maybe even have cared for a loved one, and that's kind of how they were inspired to become a nurse. And yet, for some reason, out of that list of people, they chose me to speak to all of you today. And now these are people who have known from day one that they wanted to be a nurse. People that knew they wanted to be a nurse and to serve their community in that way. Whereas I was probably about 3 minutes into that first bed bath before I realized, I don't think this is police academy. I mean, the clues were there, you know. I mean, the orientation said stuff about making sure that the gel tip nails were a certain length and what to do if we got pregnant, but I just thought they were really progressive. Well, clearly, I came around to enjoying this path. I came around to learning beside you guys, struggling beside you towards this common goal, and it's been fun, it's been real, but it wasn't real fun. So as we go out, I'll leave you all with a pearl that a paramedic FTO, field training officer, once gave me. He told me to consider the duck. Now a duck, when it's on the water, it looks like it's where it's supposed to be. It's doing what it's supposed to do. All on top of the water, that's what you see. But underneath the water, its legs are going friggin' crazy. It has no idea what's going on, and no one can see that. And that's kind of also similar to what we're experiencing as well as brand new nurses. But the difference also is that we were taught here. We learned so much from our instructors, so much from the people, our preceptors that all gave us the knowledge that we need. So it's there. It's just a little scary at first, but we'll get there. I have no doubt in any of you. I'm extremely proud of you guys, and vaya con Dios.
Do you see why it might have been difficult to teach with that in the front row? We laughed all the time. It was a really good time. I will definitely miss you guys. So with that, I'd like to recognize another person at that front table that always kept me laughing, just to acknowledge her great job doing the video that is playing outside at Medisol. Thank you for doing that. So you'd stand up really quick. It looks very nice. Thank you for doing that. And with that, I'm going to move on to my next role, fill in a little bit of a few hats here. The next part of our ceremony is talking about the Association of Associate Degree Nurses. So many of these guys have excelled extraordinarily, and we like to recognize that with inducting them into the Association for Associate Degree Nurses. So as many of you all know, nursing is recognized as one of the most trusted professions. And part of that is because of how much we know and how much we do. And to get there, our students have to work really, really hard academically. I'm sure you've all heard, throughout their time of how hard they've worked. These students have given up many hours with friends, family, missed many events, and it's really not easy. And a lot of these guys up here have done so with honors. So the OADN was actually founded in 1984. It's nationally recognized as the voice of associate degree nurses. There are many types of and levels of nursing. And it's dedicated to strengthening the role of the associate degree nurse and preparing for the future of associate degree nursing, especially in the midst of all this healthcare change. So as part of being a member of the OADN, the students recently completed a project involving quality and safety. The students focused on many issues in rural healthcare, like adding electronic medical records to long-term care, prevention of violence against healthcare workers, reducing burnout of nurses, adding mental health facilities to northern Michigan, and much more. And they were really, truly impressive. And today, as the faculty advisor for OADN, the Phi chapter, along with my fellow instructors, I'm proud to induct the following students into the OADN. When I call your name, please stand, and later, when you cross the stage, I'll present you with your cords and pins. All right. So to start off, we have Miss Anita Black. Medisol Burns? Not yet. We're just standing for now. Miss Krista Busick. Christopher Christian. Amber D'Arcy. Kelsey Hancock. Chris Hebert. Janessa Houghton. Samuel Ortiz. Kate Paiva. Caitlin Seams. Emily Spiegel, Charmaine Wheaton, and though he's not here with us today, George Zinkowski as well.
Hello, everyone. So we finally get to the part of the pinning ceremony. Okay. So we're going to have first row, if you would please stand. And the first person that we are going to be pinning the students is Amy Roy, our Director of Nursing. Okay, so we're going to start with Anita Black. Okay. So this is Anita Black being pinned by Amy Roy. Anita is a member of the National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa. She would like to thank the nursing faculty for guiding me to this point, my husband Jason for understanding the term, "Don't bother me, I need to study," and my friends and coworkers for listening to all my complaints about nursing school. All of you have played a great role in my life. Thank you. Kelly Dobson, also being pinned by Amy Roy. She would like to thank my fiance Nathan, my sister Kelsey, and my parents for their constant and consistent support. I also want to thank the friends I've made along the way. I couldn't have done it without you. Okay. This is Samuel Ortiz, being pinned by Christina Eames. Sam is also a member of the National Honor Society. First, Sam would like to thank God for everything. I'd also like to thank my amazing wife, Kara, for so much, both of our parents for their help, and the Gabriels and Bardens for giving me a much-needed place to stay in the Lower Peninsula. Amy Rose, being pinned by Amy Roy. Amy would like to thank my family, friends, classmates, and instructors for getting me through the past few years. I would not be here today without all of you. Thank you for listening to me cry and complain 24/7, and for always encouraging me to pick my feet up and keep going. I cannot thank you enough. So our next person to pin is Heather King, and Heather's going to be pinning Marisol Burns. Marisol is also a member of the National Honor Society, and she would like to thank my husband Cody for all of your support, for listening to me cry, and for paying for this endeavor. Thank you to all my family for loving me and supporting me through this. Christopher Christian, also being pinned by Heather King, also a member of the National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa. Christopher would like to thank my fiance Ryan for being there for me during the many times things have gotten tough. I would also like to thank my family for the understanding and support I've received from them over these past few years. Amber Darcy, being pinned by Heather King, also a member of the National Honor Society. Amber would like to thank all for my support system, including the staff, family, friends, and Jesus. Janessa Houghton, being pinned by Heather King. Janessa is also a member of the National Honor Society, and she'd like to thank my friends and family who have supported me on this long journey. I couldn't have stayed determined or made it to this moment without all of you. Our next person to pin is Katie Muma. She's one of our clinical faculty. And Katie is going to pin Asia Donnell. Asia would like to thank my parents and siblings for the endless amount of love and support through this journey. I would like to thank God for making this all possible. Tatiana Fields, being pinned by Katie Muma. Tatiana would like to thank God, my husband, who is my #1 supporter, my children, who are my reason, my extended family and friends, and all of the Kirtland nursing faculty. Chris Herbert, being pinned by Katie Muma. Chris is also a member of the National Honor Society, and he would like to thank his wife, Amanda, and my kids, Chloe, Zoe, Kylie, and Christopher, for putting up with my crankiness throughout the program. Thank you to my parents and in-laws for the support throughout as well. Best of luck to all my classmates in their future. Lena, mental health is a no-go. Allison Ron, being pinned by Katie. Allison would like to thank my family for all their support through the first part of my journey. And Kaylee is our next person to pin, and we're going to start with Kate. This is Kate Paiva, being pinned by Kaylee Tinkle. Kate is a member of the National Honor Society, and she'd like to thank her husband, Lee, who supported me during school, and the rest of my family for helping making this possible. Caitlin Seams, being pinned by Kaylee. Caitlin is also a member of the National Honor Society and Phi Theta Kappa. She'd like to thank family and friends. I could not have done it without all the love and constant support. You have all impacted me in the sweetest way, and I will cherish that forever. Thank you all for encouraging me to be the best version of myself. Emily Spiegel, being pinned by Kaylee Tinkle. Emily's also a member of the National Honor Society. She'd like to thank her parents. Without them, I never would have survived this program. I'd like to thank my kids for their unwavering support and for having the patience of saints. Finally, I want to thank my friends who listened to me cry and dried my tears. We did it. Charmaine Wheaton, being pinned by Kaylee. Charmaine is also a member of the National Honor Society. She'd like to thank everyone that has helped me get to this stage. It wasn't easy. I would also like to recognize the staff at Kalkaska, my mentors Jeremy and Kaylee, and most of all, my family in believing in me. And it's also in honor of her late brother. Okay, we have Dodie, who's going to pin our next student. Okay, Kelsey Hancock, being pinned by Dodie Morse. Kelsey is a member of the National Honor Society and would like to thank her friends, her family and friends for their support, my classmates and coworkers for always having my back, and last but not least, my mother who watched over me from heaven during every skills checkoff, clinical, and exam. And lastly, we have Tracy, who's going to be pinning our last student. Krista Busick, being pinned by Tracy Nelson. Krista is a member of the National Honor Society. She'd like to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work, and I want to thank me for having no days off, and I want to thank me for never quitting. The last part of the ceremony is we do a lighting of the Nightingale lamps, and we recite the Nightingale Pledge. The Nightingale Pledge was named in honor of Florence Nightingale, who is the founder of modern nursing. The pledge reflects the moral principles and code of ethics that define the nursing profession today and provides the foundation for which nursing care is delivered. Fellow nurses, please rise, light your lamp, and recite the Nightingale Pledge as you pledge to uphold the morals and principles of the nursing profession you have worked so hard to enter. Ready? I solemnly pledge to live my life with integrity, to practice with dedication and endeavor. Welcome into the profession, class of 2023.
Once again, I wanted to thank everyone for coming out to our pinning ceremony. Also, a special thank you to the board members that are here today, our standardized patients that we use in our simulation, and special people that donate money for students to have scholarships and have that means to go to school. So I appreciate you all being here today. Thank you. At this time, the students are going to be asked to, I guess, go out the way they came in. And then once they're gone, you guys can meet them out in the lobby. We have some refreshments and things for you. We can kind of mingle and meet each other. So thank you very much.